my name is Dana at polefitnessdancing.com, and today in this video I want to do a review on a pole that I bought off of eBay. And as you know, I do a lot of different reviews on pole dancing poles to help people find the right pole. And in this particular pole, it doesn't have a brand name. What I will do though is real quickly I'll show you a shot of the image on the eBay auction listing that I bought it from. And we're just going to unbox it and see what it's like. My guess is that it's a lighter weight pole. This isn't going to be something that you would be a professional grade pole. That's not even the way that it was in the listing. But I didn't want to buy an all plastic pole or anything, so I know it's not that. So, okay. So, first thing that I noticed here is this packaging is strikingly similar to the Carmen Electra pole. And when I bought this, I didn't know that this was anything like the Carmen Electra pole, to be honest with you. And as you can tell in the disc here, in this packaging, this is actually has Carmen Electra on the front of it, and it says Carmen Electra Professional Pole Kit by Peekaboo. And a lot of these poles on eBay and Amazon are knockoff poles to brand names. There's a wide variety of different no-brand poles available on the market that range with a lot of different qualities on them. So I'm not really entirely surprised to see it, but I don't know that this is really a Carmen Electra pole. I think that they just stuck the DVD in here would be my guess. I don't know. But all the parts do look the same. This little tool right here is the same. And I've already done a review on the Carmen Electra pole. I was hoping this one would be somewhat different. And I'll put that link below for the Carmen Electra Professional pole, grade pole, the install on that one. So, again, a bag, but this one doesn't have I know the Carmen Electra pole had said Peekaboo, Carmen Electra on the bag. So this is obviously a knockoff bag. But it's basically the same looking type. It's just, will hold all your pieces together in there. This looks the same, only it's a different color. I think Carmen Electra was black, and of course this looks different. I remember the Carmen Electra dome being bigger. This looks like the top piece, I would guess, and their piece was a lot bigger, and with Carmen Electra, you screwed the screws into the roof, whereas this does not look like it screws into the roof at all, which is super scary, because Carmen Electra pole wasn't that great or that stable to begin with, and it did screw into the roof. So the fact that this one's like a Carmen Electra knockoff, but it doesn't permanently install, is kind of scary. I bought it because it was purple. I don't know, I thought it would be fun to have it is metal, and it's very similar to the Carmen Electra pole. The metal is very thin. I'll go ahead and give you a shot here of from my Carmen Electra video that shows you the difference between the thicknesses in the Carmen Electra and the affordable no-brand pole that I sell on my website. This is pretty much identical to the Carmen Electra pole, only the Carmen Electra pole that I reviewed was chrome and this one's purple. Okay, so this feels a similar weight to the Carmen Electra pole. An X pole or my affordable no-brand pole weighs, almost 40 pounds or right in there. This weighs a lot less than that. I just did a review on the ProFit pole. I'll leave a link for the ProFit pole before, which is basically another my pole in a way. I'll put that review for that link below on that pole dancing pole. But the my pole and this pole seem to have a very similar weight. I don't know what they weigh exactly, but just from lifting them, they feel very similar. Okay, so I got all these pieces unpacked, and I'm going to go ahead and put it together. I kind of know what I'm getting myself into because of that Carmen Electra review. I may have to stop and redo this. basically, this feels very cheap in comparison to Carmen Electra. You can tell that it moves. That, I don't remember that happening in Carmen Electra. You have to unscrew this out according to your height, and it has like 2.2, 2.24, 2.26. I am used to measuring in feet, like 8 foot 2 inches. So I'm not sure. I'm sure you could Google it on which one of these converts into inches and get your appropriate height. But I remember hating this part because I don't know anything about these types of measurements, and in the guide they don't tell you how these measurements on the pole equate to inches, so you would have to go and do some research to figure it out on your own. And for an installation guide, you shouldn't have to do research. It should be in the guide, but it's not. So yeah, this is all just the Carmen Electra stuff. So basically you take a ceiling measurement. The thing that's missing in this kit is the way to measure your ceiling. The Carmen Electra kit actually did come with this flexible tape measure where you could measure your ceiling height. This one does not, so you would have to use a carpenter's tape, which I prefer anyways, but that isn't going to help you decide which one of these markers to use. So I'm just going to guess and put it at 2.34. My ceiling is 8 foot. And then the base piece is it slides together pretty easy. The base piece is this plastic piece right here that unscrews. If I can get it to unscrew on this one. Here we go. There's like, this is all plastic down here. And for those of you, I'm not a fan of plastic parts. When I installed the Carmen Electra pole and tried to tighten this plastic part from the bottom, it actually, you'll see in that review that I broke the plastic just installing it, or ripped it anyways. It was really hard to tighten the pole because this little thing that they give you right here to tighten this plastic, it just doesn't do a very good job. It's plastic, what can you say? So basically, to be honest with you, I'm not sure which one of these is the base and which one of these is the top piece, because they look a little bit different than the Carmen Electra. Let me go watch the video real quick and I'll be right back just to be sure I'm installing this correct. Okay, I'm back, and I watched the DVD that came included in the kit. And it was a Carmen Electra pole, and the interesting thing was that the DVD that was in it was different than when I bought the professional Carmen Electra pole. The DVD was different, but this was a different video made, but it still had like the same models in it from the real Carmen Electra pole that I bought. And it was just made differently, and the text was differently. So it kind of made me think, like, maybe this is a Carmen Electra older model pole or something that they're getting rid of on eBay. I have no idea. I'm at a loss. So I know it is a lot cheaper than the Carmen Electra professional pole, though. Turns out it does permanently install. So I got my ladder and my screw gun while I was watching that DVD. And I also got some screws, which they don't include in the kit. You're going to want to screw these into 2 ceiling joists. If you don't know how to find those, I do have a different video on how to use a stud finder to find the ceiling joist so that you can screw your pole into those. But this pole is not going to be safe, I guarantee it, unless you permanently install it. It seems like they're slightly different than what I remember on the Carmen Electra professional pole. Screwing into the ceiling. We'll see, because I still have the screw holes in my ceiling from that review, so I'll be able to compare whether those holes match up to this one to see if they're different. I just remember everything looking a little bit different for that professional pole. In comparison to like an X pole or my sturdy, affordable no-brand pole, this pole is definitely cheaper. I'm not a fan of plastic parts, and this rubber that's on the bottom here as you can tell, it slides. And if you've watched any of my videos, one of the important things that makes the pole really safe is its ability to grip the floor and the ceiling. And the rubber, the type that they use on the bottom, needs to really stick and grip so that when you're pulling away from it, doing pole spins and stuff like that, the pole doesn't slip with you. And in this case, I mean, I don't know how much pressure you're gonna have to put on that base to get it to stick, but it won't stick. And with my good quality Affordable No brand or the X pole or a good pole, if you were to put that rubber on the ground and press on it, it wouldn't go anywhere. It would stick. You wouldn't have to apply pressure to get it to stick. Even if I apply pressure, I can still get this to slide. It's not good quality rubber. Anyway. So I tried to also do the measurements, and again this says 2.34. I'm just going to guess and say 2.34. I tried to find some measurements that would convert this to feet, because it tells you to use a carpentry tape in the DVD, and I can't figure out the right measurements. It's confusing, so expect that if you buy this pole. Okay, so we're going to put the, this is the bottom piece that has no holes and it just slides on. Okay, just like that. And then this top piece also slides on. It's got two little notches that slide on the top. Having a problem lining up. Okay, there we go. So the notch is lined up in the pole. So, and then this piece slides over the top. Ooh, okay, so the Carmen Electra pole screwed together or pushed together pretty easy, and this one's already stuck, and it's not together all the way. Oh, and it's stuck on there too. See how that one kind of pulls apart? This should be able to pull apart. Now that I've pushed it on, I can't push it together. You see, I can't push it together because it's just stuck in that one spot, and it won't pull apart either. Jeez. So I may not be able to install this. Okay, so oh, here we go. We've got to twist it. If anything, this video ought to be really amusing to you, sitting here watching me struggle with these generic parts. This should be a good learning lesson for you. Don't buy generic poles. I can't get it over. I'm gonna have to. Okay. So, I'm not going to install this pole. I guess I'll just tell you how the Carmen Electra went, because this is just basically the same type of pole. But basically these are supposed to, go together, only the Carmen Electra professional pole did just slide right together just like this. It's not supposed to stick like that. I don't know how to apart. This slid together nicely, and then basically you stand it up and like so, and you find your ceiling joist, and what you're going to do is you're going to unscrew this pole up until the numbers on here match the numbers that you, so I did 2.34 on the top, so you're supposed to screw this till it says 2.4 here. And obviously it's already unscrewed to that point, and I'm not touching the ceiling, so I don't think I went out. So we're going to try 2.4. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe I went a little far. It's really light though. I mean, you could really just kind of throw it around. I mean, I'm not going to get on this pole because the joint isn't together correctly, and of course, that's taking up some of my height and making my height off because I can't get it to go together. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how this thing will work. And if this don't work, I had this problem with the Carmen Electra professional pole too. It's just really hard to tell. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. Oh, that really makes it convenient. It was going up, but the top piece that spins, as I'm spinning the pole, it's jiggling lower and lower. It's not staying extended out. So there's all kinds of problems with this pole. Like, see how it turns when you extend it out at the top? As I was installing it, it just screws itself back in and makes it really hard. So you probably maybe need 2 people to get this pole up before you could even screw it into the ceiling. So I wouldn't be able to spin out today and test the safety of it because this joint won't even go together. However, I'm going to go ahead and put a link below this video. Just watch the Carmen Electra pole. It's basically the same thing. I didn't recommend the Carmen Electra pole because it was very you know, wobbly when it was installed. I didn't feel safe inverting on it, and you know, dancing at home and doing pole dancing, you know, for fitness is about health, and you wouldn't want to, you know, jeopardize your health with a low quality, crappy pole. I mean, this is an investment in your health, so make a good investment and buy a good pole and save yourself the hassles. I don't think this pole would last very long. Plastic parts break, so if you've watched any of my videos, I'm not a fan of plastic parts. I don't recommend that anybody buy a pole that has plastic parts in it. So if you're wanting to learn how to pole dance at home and you're actually going to do some spins and tricks, or if you're a heavier lady, this pole's not recommended. I didn't recommend the Carmen Electra pole for that reason either. And I'll put links to some good quality poles and some other reviews below this video too. Sorry guys, I couldn't get it set up. There's just too many snags. Otherwise, I hope this helps you at least eliminate this one out of your possibilities. Have a great day.